Howdy Techers. I just got the Tier 6 German light tank, the VK2801. It's a really good tank. First thing to realize about it is that it's not really a light tank. It's a medium tank that moves quick and has good camo, but it's got actually decent armor for a medium, 60 degrees in the front, sloped nicely, 40 degrees on the sides. Unlike any other tank in this line, you can side scrape with this tank, and I've bounced a number of shots side scraping against enemy mediums. It is nice and quick like a light tank, but it is the first tank in this line that does not have an autocannon. It's got a very nice 75mm waffle guns for the Germans are squeeze bore cannon. The cannon goes from 75mm at the back to 55mm at the front, which means that the round gets squeezed down for greater velocity as it flies through the gun. You can tell squeeze bores in Blitz by the guns that have no HE round. You wouldn't want to fire an HE rounds through this because it would explode in the gun. It's got a nice rate of fire at 9.3 rounds per minute. It's got a great aim time at 1.7 seconds. It's nice and accurate at 3.4. And here I've come up to Temple. I've just made the stupid mistake of sitting out exposed while I let them shoot at me. This thing works really well, peeking out, firing, using its rapid aim time to peek out of cover just long enough. As you can see, I'm working both sides of the pagoda here. Tank has really good penetration, but you do get some occasional bounces. 157mm with regular AP, and a very nice 221 with APCR. That's really nice for Tier 6. And I am just working on supporting my teammates, firing at distracted enemies. Nice rate of fire, nice aim time. Now we've cleared this area. We have that SU coming in, not quite accurate enough to make that shot in on his armor. Got it in, but it bounced off the top. Get a shot in, realize that he's sitting there waiting for me. I don't want to take another shot. I'm only at about half hit points. So I go around to the other side of the pagoda. This thing moves quick, it has good acceleration. This guy was waiting for me on the other side, and I popped out on the left side and killed him. Now, realize this is one of the first games in this tank. All of these are among the first games I have in this tank. It does not have 100% crew. I have upgraded it with free experience through all the modules, some of which I already had from other tanks. The crew, I started out at 75%, and these games are between 75 and 85% crew, so you are not actually seeing this tank at its full potential, because with 100% crew, this thing would be performing better. But as you can see, even with, a crew in the 70s, I'm penetrating the frontal armor of an E2 if I aim in properly, with regular AP, even slightly angled here, and nice game. It'll turn out to be a second-class medal, 1800 damage, 5 kills. Not bad for a tank that I'm first getting used to, and with a crew that is nowhere near its maximum potential. Here's a game on Black Gold Fill. You can see I'm pausing it to show the enemy KV2 post a little "say hi to YouTube loser" message, and my team is going to say hi back, and he's half right. This game is obviously on YouTube, but they're not going to win, and at this point I am even more determined than I usually am to try to make sure that the enemy team loses. I'm advancing up into this spotting position. Some of my team is over on the left going toward caves. I want to spot for them without exposing myself too much. This is a light tank, so I get camo even when moving. I do get spotted here. This enemy VK2801. He survives for quite a while, even though there's a lot of my team up there shooting in his general direction. I'm not sure how they managed to not kill him fast. They are going to do some damage to him, and in a moment I'll take him out. In the meantime, I am aiming in and putting a shot in on this KV-13. There's a KV-13 and I think a KV-1S up there. I do take a shot and get hit on the turret. In a moment I'll decide to repair that because I'm in a crossfire situation. I do need to be able to turn my turret quickly. You'll notice that they're capping. The KV-2 and a T-150 are sitting on the cap, and they are taking shots up at us, as we will see in a little bit. Take out the VK2801, keeping an eye on the cap, but this Matilda BP has moved out into a vulnerable position, so I want to do some damage to him. I am fast enough so that I can get down to the cap area quickly, so I am not being quite as careful about the cap as I would in a slower tank where I would have had to immediately head down to the cap. But he pulls down behind this building and we're up to 45 on the cap timer, so I decide to turn around. We have another VK2801 up here, and our KV-1S has decided to help deal with the cappers as well. I miss a shot here. I was expecting him to continue moving, so I was leading him and he stopped unexpectedly. Now I'm going to move in toward the cappers. This tank, unlike the other tanks in the line where you kind of have to use continuous run and gun tactics, you can really do a lot of peekaboo with this tank because of the gun. But it is quick enough. You can see I'm running right past these two guys, get a drive-by shot into the T-150, and I'm moving much too quickly for them to be able to easily aim in on me, which is good because, especially that KV-2, he could do a huge amount of damage to me. I put a shot into the VK2801. I am trying to reverse side scrape here and give him an angle, but I don't angle it quite right, and he does get a penetration here. Then I take him out. Cap has been reset a couple of times. Let's come back up. At the KV-2, he pulls back before I can aim in on him. It's a light tank with a nice strong engine and good terrain characteristics, so I can just go right up this hill without really even slowing down. And I can use my great gun depression, 9 degrees of gun depression, to play with these guys without getting hit. Again, I really don't want to get hit by either of them, but especially not the KV-2. I don't have the armor to deal with his big honking gun. Bounce off the T-150, even with APCR. They're moving forward out of the cap circle. Put a shot into him. He does hit me. I pull up to fire at the KV-2 while he is distracted. Don't really need the APCR, but I really want to win this game. KV-2 gets taken out, and then I take out the T-150. That's a nice game. 2,600 damage, 3 kills, quite a bit of spotting damage, second-class medal, and the satisfaction of putting this video up on YouTube after having been taunted about having our video put up after we lose. So that was kind of fun. I felt a certain amount of satisfaction out of that. Now here is a game on mines. I'm in a fast tank, so I am calling for hill, hill, hill. We've got a Type 61 that's going to follow up there very effectively. We run into a leopard, and he's not getting any support from his team. So although he gives a good try, between the two of us, we take him out very quickly. Now we've taken the hill, and they have not advanced with their teammate, as they probably should have. And now I'm in a Tier 6 tank in a game with some pretty big Tier 7 guns, so I'm going to be careful about that. I'm going to try to use this gun depression and pop out, take shots, not get spotted, stay behind cover. I do bounce off this KV-3 and switch to APCR. Then the KV-3 and the KV-1 pull back down behind some cover. KV-1S up here, I do not need APCR to get through his side armor. I'd kind of left the APCR on. Realized what I'd done. I'm going to switch back to AP, but you'll notice as I move back up the hill that I'm not going to need APCR for most of these shots. Trying to be very careful, not taking any big hits. You can see I can go through the side of his hull or turret quite easily with regular AP fire. Advance up again, put a shot into him. He is advancing ahead of his team, making himself fairly vulnerable. Another shot. I don't want to advance too far. I've had games where I've gotten really blown up here. Fire into this KV-1 from behind a bush without getting spotted. And advance far enough to secure the kill on the KV-1S. Notice I bounce a shot. This is a tank that you really, you can't really rely on the armor, but you really, if you're careful, you do often get lucky bounces. Now I'm going to just continue to stay up here and snipe. We have an SU-152. You'll notice the really awesome accuracy of this gun, 0.34 dispersion. Not quite as laser-like as the gun on E50, but really quite effective on some pretty small spots. Getting him from behind this bush. It's going to leave me a nice vulnerable open side here, and I will take advantage of that. KV-1 is staying behind cover. I get spotted by somebody or other. Nice juicy target here. Boom! KV-1 still hiding behind the building. Don't quite get that shot in time. KV-3, switch to APCR to get through the front of his armor. Bounce off his upper plate. Aim in carefully on his lower plate. One penetration. 2. And 3. He's dead. Great game as a tier 6 tank in a tier 7 game. 5 kills, first class medal, 1800 damage, a bunch of spotting damage. Really shows what this tank can do. And once again, this is a really nice tank. I'm really enjoying it. I'm looking forward to seeing what it can do when the crew is maxed out. Anyway, safe tanking out there. Hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe.